I think one of the big parts of your message was be careful what you wish for. Can you kind of tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I made a lot of rookie mistakes at the beginning. I wasn't careful about what I asked for. And what I meant by that, and what I hope my talk conveyed, is that when you ask for something, you need to take some responsibility for what you're asking for. And you need to research the market that you want to work in. And my talk happened to be about the international wedding market and the steps that I didn't take before I launched myself on the career path that I'm now on. And it was about researching your clients, where they might come from, what the cultures might be in the countries that they come from, how they might celebrate a wedding. And I know that for me, I know what I think a wedding celebration is, but it's not necessarily the same in other parts of the world. The function of the ceremony might be different.
Now, let's kind of talk about that a little bit. What are some of the experiences that you've actually seen in the different cultures of an international wedding market?
Well, we do, of course, live in a really multicultural society. And one could be mistaken for thinking that if you hire me, you're signed up to what I believe a wedding is. And my idea of what a wedding is that it's a celebration and indeed an affirmation of the concept of family, and it's about celebrating friendship, and it's about celebrating family. And so I made a really silly mistake that was, for many years, I thought that's why people were hiring me, but they might not be hiring me for that from other parts of the world. There are some parts of the world where a wedding is like a business event. It's about inviting everyone you know. It's about showing off your wealth or your power, and you need to know what it is that somebody signed up for, because if you don't know what it is, you can't give it to them.
Yes. Well, as far as what advice, I guess I should say, would you give wedding planners or even wedding professionals that are wanting to do destination weddings and they haven't done it before? What would be the first steps?
The first steps would be to do your homework, because just because you can plan a wedding in one part of the world doesn't mean you can plan it in another part of the world. It's about establishing great relationships where you want to work, people who can inform you, back to my other answer, people informing you about the market that you're working in, and also about listening closely to your clients about why they've hired you, because don't assume they've hired you for what you do where you do it. They might want something entirely different that's more in tune with their way of thinking. You need to think about all kinds of other things with destination weddings, not just weather, but the availability of suppliers, of supplies. Don't assume that what you can get in a big, wealthy Western city is what you can get all over the world, because it isn't. And also think about why people might be hiring you. Is there something about the way you do things that they may be hooking up into? And how are you going to deliver that overseas? Because if you can't deliver it, don't do it.
So it almost sounds like with what you're saying is, how do they make those connections and make those new relationship with possible suppliers?
I think it's about networking. It's about coming to events like these and other similar events throughout the world. It's about reaching out to people who might do what you do in other parts of the world. Where I work, I've always got someone, and I'm constantly on the lookout for people that I can work with, so that if I'm coming, I don't know, if I'm coming to Portugal, to Azerbaijan, to the Middle East, there's someone I know who understands where I'm working, because I don't want to be negotiating in a country where I don't understand what the local market is. Really simple things like pricing and language. You don't want to be negotiating if it's not your language. So have someone that works for you and employ them to work for you.
I would find it very difficult with all the logistics. I would think, certain things may not be in that country, and then,
they won't be. Logistics is the least of the headache. It's a headache, but, you just assume you have a clean piece of paper, and absolutely everything, from every matchstick, from every piece of linen, every piece of tableware, every single flower, absolutely everything might need to be brought in. But also don't close your eyes to what might be available locally. Use that for your inspiration.
Well, I have to say that I really loved your presentation and about being careful about what you wish for.
Be careful what you ask for.
So, some people might get the idea, when you start a business, you just do it, but you have to think about it.
No, you really do.
So, what would you suggest, whatever it is that a business owner might go into, how do you kind of pre-plan thinking about everything.
Well, a business needs to be something that earns you money, first of all, and we work in this industry where our clients don't want to think about the money, and they don't want to think that for you it's a business, so there's that challenge to overcome. And the thing that I would advise you to do is learn from the best. Go out. Who's the best at what you do, at what you want to do? Who does it best everywhere in the world? Connect with those people. Do their courses, do their seminars, come to events like this. Find out who you want to be.
Now, you have an event coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about this event that's coming up?
We have in London, with my partner in crime is Marcy Bloom, sitting on the sofa over there. She and I have teamed up to do a new course specifically aimed at bridal professionals, event planners who want to take their businesses to the next level. It's a residential course. It's called EPIC. It's going to be in various cities throughout the world, and the first one kicks off in London in January, a residential course for event planners wanting to take it up a notch, and we would love to welcome people from all over the world. We've got people signed up already from Brazil, from Portugal, from the US, from England, Italy, France, Germany. It's going to be incredible, and I can't wait.
It sounds amazing.
Thank you.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. I think that the thing I learn by coming to things like this is I still have a lot to learn.